Three Rivers Archery, your longbow and recurve experts.
Hi, today we're going to talk about what to consider when picking a broadhead for your traditional bow. Now, first thing is the style of broadhead. Everything you see here is a cut-on contact broadhead. Now, we find those to be the most efficient and most ethical broadhead to shoot out of a traditional bow. Reason being is they cut the second they come in contact. So you have dependability and they're always going to work all the way through game. Next thing to consider when picking a broadhead is what weight you should go. Now, some people, because of heavier or bigger game, like bear, elk, things like that, they feel they need to be heavier. But what you really need to do when you're considering this is what is your arrow tuned with? What is flying right with that? And that's what you want to match for broadhead. Now, if you want to go to heavier weight, suggest going back to tuning a new arrow or your arrows to make sure that they can take that heavier weight. But from there, there's two different styles for edges that go on a broadhead. I'm sorry, three different styles, two that we have here. We have a straight edge, which is going to give you a slight advantage to better penetration, just because it goes from the smallest point to largest, so you're going to get just a slight advantage on penetration. And then there is a convex edge, which is radius curved. That puts more steel up front for extra strength, so you have good durability and you have a very efficient cutting edge to it. The other style, which I don't have here, is concave, which goes the other way, curved to it. So you get kind of a balance in the blend form. But next one to go to is the styles we have here. We have 2 blades, 3 blades, and 4 blades. Now with 2 blades, like the examples I have here, we have a vented and a non-vented. Now, a lot of the times you'll see non-vented because it's going to be with the added weight. Usually you put vents in to reduce weight to get to whatever size it needs to be. But other things that can go into that is with a non-vented, you're going to get a silent in-flight, but it's also more surface area to it. So if you're hunting in high wind conditions, out west especially like that, you might have issues with wind plane, where with a vented, it's going to perform better in the wind. So just think about what hunting condition you're going to be in when going with that, and also the weight. A branch off of a 2-blade is single bevel, and single bevel means just one bevel of the broadhead is sharpened. Now, thing to consider with single bevels is they're the most sharp broadhead you can get. Most doctor scalpels are a single bevel, so that shows you just how precise sharp it can be. Now, single bevel will also do great on hard bone impacts. So if by chance you do hit a heavy bone, you have the better chance using a single bevel to break through that bone than other broadheads. Ones like this have a Tanto tip versus like a needle tip. Tanto tip adds a little bit extra strength to it, and then also like with this, but for bone busting can be better for it. With the the needle tip will give you better penetration on soft flesh. 2 blades, very efficient broadheads, probably the oldest broadheads out there. You'll get great penetration with them, but you can risk that it leaves a slit in the animal instead of something like a hole, like what you get with a 3-blade. Adding that 3rd blade, you're going to get a hole, and if you have a great penetration and getting all the way through with a broadhead like the Woodsman here, you can usually get, that leaves a hole on either side. And having a hole over a slit leaves for more opening, so it's less likely to seal back up. Thick-furred animals, animals with extra fat on them, that can seal back closed on a slit, versus with a hole, more likely to stay open, and as it's moving, keep the blood dripping. Then also having the extra blade, as there you have more cutting area, more cutting surface. So as it's going through, more chance to hit arteries, veins, important areas, slice the heart, lungs, things like that, which helps put game down fast and ethically. Same thing. Non-vented versus vented. Same thing to consider with weight. Onto a 4-blade. So you're taking the advantage of the 2-blade and you're adding little bleeder blades here. Now the bleeder is almost always going to be smaller than the main blades. And what it does is, as the name implies, it adds more chance to put blood out, to bleed the animal. So you get the flight characteristics of 2-blade, but having a little bit more oomph or surface area, cutting surface area, to cut more things in game. Is one better than the other? I'll say my personal preference that I shoot, I've been shooting for years, is the Woodsman. I love it, the long lean design, leaving that hole in the side, and then also getting better penetration. I find it to be the most efficient, but that's for me. Now, every hunting condition is going to be different and every hunter is going to be different. So you have to find what you feel most comfortable with. Same thing when it comes to sharpening. Some broadheads come razor sharp, ready to hunt right out of the package, where others are going to, they're going to have a good clean edge to it, but you as a hunter are going to have to sharpen it. I prefer to sharpen my own heads because I get a little bit more involved with it and I feel connected to the arrow and to the broadhead and to the hunt. But that's not for everyone. Whatever's most efficient. If you don't feel like you can put a razor sharp edge on this, get a ready to hunt with broadhead. That way you have the confidence of knowing when it hits game, it's going to get the job done. If you have any questions, please put them below. We'll be happy to answer them. If you like the video, please hit that thumbs up. If you really like the video, please hit the share button to share with your friends and family. I'm Jonathan Karch with Three Rivers Archery. Thanks for watching.